I just wanted to give some quick thanks because honestly, Louise has just been very, very kind, but this has really been a huge team behind this, and we've got amazing sponsors. We had amazing people that shared the vision with us. All of the speakers here in this front row, these 2 rows here, all of the speakers, when I first approached them and told them about SalesShaker, they all, unwittingly they said, yes, we'll do it. So it's just been incredible.
Welcome to NewsShowTV. We're at the SalesShaker today, and so we have a panelist. You just came from the panel. So what do you think? It's a little bit from the SalesShaker done already. You come from the panel. What do you think? What's the issue? What's your experience?
I've learned a lot already.
Yeah, okay.
I've learned a lot already.
Okay.
So what I do, I work on sales. You know, I have my own hotel.
Okay.
So every day I'm selling my hotel, but without realizing exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So it was also good because I realized that I'm doing in the right way.
Okay, that's
but
good.
Also, there's a lot of tips and ideas how to improve my business, and also how to improve the commitment of my staff, of all the people that I work with.
Yeah.
So it's been great, and actually, very, very, very happy, and the expectations were high, and it's going according to my expectations.
So we're looking the rest of the day, but hospitality is a hard thing. It's daily, up there daily.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No
doubt.
And from the kitchen. So you have a full-blown hotel?
Yeah.
And May I ask you how big?
It's a 30 rooms hotel.
Okay, nice.
But it's on the countryside of Portugal.
Oh, okay.
It's not easy to recruit, it's not easy to have people to work with, but it's an amazing challenge.
Actually, we can tell the name. We can make advertising here, so that's no problem. You can tell the name.
It's Herdade da Cortesia Hotel in Avis.
Okay.
It's a good hotel that hosts the top Olympic teams in the world in rowing.
Ah, okay.
So our guests are high standard and they demand a lot.
Yeah, okay.
And but it's an amazing day-by-day challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you have full-blown kitchen. We have
everything.
Everything. So
hotel,
wow. Yeah, that's quite something. So I think we have to go there one day to visit you and see. Yeah, we're coming there. Yeah. Thank you very much. You just come from the panel from SalesShaker. So what is your experience until now about the event and what you have talked down there?
The event has been great. I mean, sales is all about the first phase when you meet a customer. So I think there's a lot of improvements that we can have on our Portuguese market, new trends that can be applied. So it makes a lot of sense because one of the things that I said, Portuguese talent is amazing. So we just need to better sell it out there because that's the talent is here.
Yeah. So you think this can go forward? This is the first event of SalesShaker. It's interesting and sales, and like I said with Helga, we had an interview before the thing started. It's really a bad word. So everybody from us is selling somehow, and but the approach is always to the customer. It's always, they want to sell me something I don't need. So it's mode, so we have to put it.
It makes a lot of sense, even more with this, I would say, partnership with Nova,
with university,
because I mean, as I said, there are some soft skills, but there is a process behind. So it's important to avoid the I would say standard mistakes. So there's a process, that some training that should be put in place, and it's very important to highlight there's things to be done, and there's something to be taught to these people. So in this, I think the format of the event is quite nice, and this partnership with the university makes a lot of sense.
So you're coming back for the next time, and you stay the rest of the day.
I will.
We enjoy it. Thank you very much. What's your name? You're here on SalesShaker.
My name is Leslie Shackelford, and I'm just a very good friend of Helga. I've known her for over 18 years.
Okay.
First met her in London during banking. I've been in Portugal now for 9 years. I run international part of a Portuguese private bank, which we're taking it global. We're the number one traders in bonds, international bonds and equities in Portugal.
Can we name it? Can you
sure. It's
it?
Banco Caragosa.
Okay, so we make a little bit of advertising here. No, that's fine.
Thank you, thank you. And I think this SalesShaker event is really inspirational.
Wow.
It's well put together, and it opened up ideas which I didn't think existed. Number one. Number two, I think it's far-reaching, and I think the compounding effect could be interesting for the local environment, especially schools. As again, I work with the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme at St Julian's School. And for the business faculty, I honestly believe that this will empower and enrich the teams and the school.
Absolutely.
So I think this should really go out to them, and as well as a lot of the Portuguese banks, because again, we are international, and you know, that's why we have edge.
Perfect.
You know.
Thank you very much. And actually, so we continue with our interviews, and the show goes on. And thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we have a panelist.
Yeah.
You were on the panel.
Yes.
And how is your feeling coming from the panel and with the theme of sales and the issue here?
I'm a buyer.
Okay.
I'm working in the purchasing and procurement
Perfect,
team. So it's very important for me staying here. The invitation of Helga, it's very important to me stay here and talking to my suppliers, guys, in order to give them dicks and key points in order to they achieve more and can offer me a better proposal and straight to the point. It's very important for me.
In which field you working? In which field you buying a product?
I'm buying service products. I work in a pulp and paper industry.
Okay.
Chemical.
We can put your name on. It's advertising for you.
Yeah,
it's
not because I'm not representing here my company.
Okay.
I prefer talking about my work in APCADEC.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Portuguese Association of Purchasing and Supplying. It's very important. Here, SalesShaker is doing the same. It's doing the same work that our association, APCADEC, is trying to achieve here in Portugal. Is to connect all the procurement guys that work in this kind of sector, and the SalesShaker is the same for vendors, for suppliers.
We have to understand each other.
Yeah.
We have to talk the same language.
Yeah, it's when we're talking about partnership and when we are talking about relationships with win-win, we must share information. We must share our goals. We must share.
Work
the key.
together. That's why we have a target. We have a
sharing.
customer out there, so we have to service him from both sides. And if only one is winning, we're losing both in the end. So that's the fun. And that's why the SalesShaker, I think, for my thing, it's perfect what Helga put together. So you have the same results. So we stay the whole day and looking forward for the next SalesShaker and for the next panelist. And lots of success in business. Thank you very much. It's great that you come by. Thanks a lot. Let me know, you had a great panel down there and you were really emotional and you have a lot of, let's say, knowledge about the brain, you said, and studying and sales and how the brain is working. Let me know a little bit what you think about the SalesShaker here, the event, and a little bit about the sales. Well, we have audience out there, they have products, they are buyers, they're interested how I can get to the market with new products, startups. So they're all listening and watching our show. So let me know a little bit.
I wish you were all here. And
that's the next time you're coming. Yeah, next time you're coming.
About SalesShaker, I think is a great initiative. I think it's everything that helps us to open our minds, not in a literary way,
right.
but really to oxygen and to learn more and to help to think outside the box is very important. So I'm very supportive of all these kind of events. And I think that what we have to think nowadays is that economy is changing so fast, the world is changing so fast, that we cannot continue doing the things the way we were doing before. Because technology has evolved, our knowledge has evolved, competition has evolved, and we have to start getting to know ourselves better in order to sell better, in order to have better business going on. So now that we were joking about the brain, that I was telling during the panel, is that now we can understand what's going on inside our brain without having to kill people, because we have this technology that's so advanced that we have a fully understanding of our mind, not fully, but a better understanding of our mind, and we have to work with that in order to generate behavior change that is consistent over time. We have gold in our mind, in our hands now, that's neuroscience, and then we really have to use that.
And actually you service this to companies, they want to know it, so the knowledge is here, and even you can say your company's name, so people get in touch with you. We put it under here anyway, so it's no problem.
My company's name is Saviv, and my name is Juliana Paes Garcia. It's easier to find through my own name on Instagram or LinkedIn. And I work with corporate training and coaching, and I use neuroscience as a base. That's what I was talking about. We have this gold mine in our hands, but we still are not using it as we should be using it, because it's very new, and everything that's new takes some time to go to the market.
Perfect.
So we have the opportunity to be the first ones.
Yeah. So check it out, and we will be here on the next SalesShaker again, and maybe we see us somewhere else.
Yes.
And so go to the webpage, go to Instagram, and check it out, and maybe you can use it for your company, for yourself, for your development.
Before your competitors.
Exactly. Go fast. Now. Thank you very much. This was great. Thanks. We just talked briefly before. I'm really impressed. 15 generations of winemakers.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it, and a little bit of history, and some numbers when this started, and then we go over about your panel and the SalesShaker. I'm very interested in this history. And also our audience.
Well, my family started in 1620. Those are the first registers. We descend from the first English merchant to arrive in Portugal to the Douro region.
Yes.
So we've been working with ports, but even before it was called port. So the first registration of port wine is 1624. So 4 years later, we start working. And it's been without any interruption from father even to daughter in some circumstances. There were women involved in the business already. And then it all becomes a bit interlinked at one point in my family. So the English that married eventually a Dutch man that arrived in Portugal, their children took over business, etc. But I also have Portuguese, obviously, ancestors, German, the Kopke family, which is a big brand nowadays. And we were actually the first family because the port trade was focused in Porto or in Gaia. And my family, my sixth grandfather, bought an estate in the Douro Valley and actually oversaw the whole production. So we've been very connected to the region. Yes.
Wow. So this is really something. So we really have to repeat 15 generations, and this is really rare these days. That's and you have more family members. You in sales? You're doing the sales.
I do
and
the
marketing.
Side, which in our way of making wine is very interlinked with sales. We merged actually with our cousins. So in parallel, we have another family who's fifth generation in wine from the Vieira region. And we merged with them 2 years ago. So now we're actually working in different regions, and we specialize in the Douro with our brand Quinta Val Dona Maria, with ports, etc. Then we have Casal Garcia, which is a big brand from the Vinho Verde region of Leda. We now have in the Algarve, Vila Alvor. A very recent project.
Where is
it's in Alvor.
It's in Alvor. So I'm in Praia da Luz. So we're neighbors. I pass. That also I have to buy. Let me know where. So we're going there. Maybe having some wine there, and that's great. So let's jump to the SalesShaker. So you're here on the panel. And you give a little bit of your experience, and while you write, you have a product, you have to sell. On the other hand, you're also purchasing things for making your products, and so you on both ways. But today, what is your thinking, feeling about SalesShaker? It's the first event like this. So what, as a real person in both worlds, what you think about it?
I think Helga has this really well connected, which is the fact that here sales is not sexy in Portugal. And I think this event is trying to make it more sexy, and we're talking about it in a very stimulating way, and what are the challenges, and what are the common languages that we actually have, and what interlinks sales with the rest of the business. And for our side, for example, now that I'm in marketing and the branding side, I have to have a very close relationship with the sales department and think about the strategy and really give them the tools of what will be their argument to the market or their way of presenting or how they focus. And there's this, what was mentioned before, there's no point in going everywhere because our product in a way kind of limits itself because it's wine and we have limited amount of bottles. It's not like technology that can maximize multiply. But immediately that forces us to have a very focused view, and I'm very happy that so many concepts that I'd never really related to sales are being explored here, and that relate to marketing in particular.
So the event is successful already. So we have a couple hours already and a couple hours to go. So you, for the next time, you will be coming here too, and maybe you get and listening, and so that's great. Thank you very much for the statement. Lots of success for the next generations.
Thank you very much.
And we really try to come down to the Algarve, and have.
And if you're ever up north,
we're up and down all
Quinta
the time.
Da Vleva, Quinta Val Ana Maria.
Let's have a look. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Muito obrigado. Again, Tim, Terry, welcome.
Sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were like a comedy duo.
Yeah. No. Very serious on the SalesShaker. It's the first event.
Great.
First time happened here.
Yeah.
So after your speech and the panel, everything, what do you think? What you say? What the audience, should the people come here?
I think it's just going to get better.
Yeah.
It's just going to get bigger. And I think, if you start with sales and you get sales on the right foot, everything else sort of follows.
Yeah.
So it's super important.
Yeah.
I think it's very relevant. And even just sitting here and listening to the new things happening in the market and where the tendencies are going, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
So it was really good for me listening, and obviously a privilege speaking.
Oh, absolutely. Bringing lots of experience to the platform. Or people were excited and laughing and had fun. And Terry, what's your impression?
It's very nice actually, because you have two things. You've got structure, people that are into sales, they know the format of it, the service stuff, and then you've got the blend of entrepreneurship and then kind of like the human side of it. So it's a nice rounded event. I think it's really going to be good for the future also to work on stuff, do stuff there and then, you know what I mean? So they can take it away and go. Because when you do it, you then get it, So I think it'll progress. So well done for Helga for organising it. Well done.
She did a very good job. And actually, there was a very good comment from one of the former teachers saying what we're doing with all the academic things here, how we relate us to the industry. What's there?
No, we have to get relevant earlier. From early age, we have to be preparing kids for the future and all that. And I think, they're preparing them to go out and face the world. But even us over here at this kind of an event, and if we can start mixing it up with students and so on, it's going to just get stronger.
So we do it again next time,
for sure.
and pushing it and helping the people.
Young people here as well.
That's perfect. Next time filling up with young people.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Thank you very much,
Good.
Tim,
Thank you, guys.
Terry. Thanks a lot to the audience.
Good luck, NewsTV.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Very good.
Thanks.
Good.
Thank you. Welcome. So we've been to the panel.
Yeah,
it was quite interesting. Listen to you, and what you think? It's the first time that this has happened. What is your inspiration, your feeling, and for the future? What you say about this event?
I think it's absolutely awesome. I mean, I'm blessed to be here. As I said, I'm an operations guy in a sales environment, So it's just brilliant to actually be here and to listen to what these guys struggles are. Absolutely, us operations guys, we work so closely with them, and if we can get involved a lot more, it just adds to the process. So I think it's absolutely brilliant.
It was different in the past. You mentioned that you were not really in the game with the sales and all the things. So now it's coming closer. You come into the company, you help the company and the owners to go further. And the sales is a very important point.
Absolutely. So it's this thing, that across the entire business, you've got now value, and everyone's talking about value here, value there. And as I said at the start of my point, they sell the value, then we have to deliver it. And that's so important. So if that value starts breaking down, that has to be fed back throughout the business, so everyone can continuously
So
improve.
an event like this, and this is the first time this has happened, should go on, and people should come here if they're interested in sales.
Oh, for sure.
And all the people, they're very helpful and very friendly, actually. And the room is full. So we actually, on the end, more than less, of the occasion here, and the room is still full. This is not, you have a lot. Exactly. Sure. So this is very unique sometimes. People leaving, and then the last speaker is in an empty room. So this is full still from the first minute on when we came here.
People are hooked into this. So they've seen every single bit that's been delivered here so far today has been absolutely awesome. And people want to stay to the end. They don't want to miss a thing. That's
and
for sure.
actually, Bob, you can say what you're doing and even your company's name, so we can do advertising for you.
Awesome.
You have knowledge to give, and if people are interested in your knowledge, they should go to the webpage. We put the webpage later on here, so just give your name and your company.
Sure.
And,
so it's Bob Williams. I am the Ops Gent, and it is www.theopsgent.com. And what I do is I basically do operations. I do operations that are very much focused on the customer, that can be scaled and can really feed back into the whole value chain. Yeah,
perfect.
It's all about continuous improvement, and it's all about working without silos and radically transparently within organizations.
Perfect. That's great. Well, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank
you for talking, and we follow up anyway. Helga.
Yes, hi.
We're back on camera and on SalesShaker.
So
we're all the way
excited.
halfway through.
Yeah.
What is the day this morning? Tell me, just free emotion.
Well, it's been a myriad of just incredible inspiration and information, personalities, perspectives, best practices, ideas, tips and hints and ways of thinking and innovating sales and sales strategy and how you can really use the different parts of your business to accelerate sales. I think today we're all united in our feeling and understanding of how we feel about sales as being really a very important discipline, something that we should really be looking at.
So you're happy with the situation right now. And I tell you, really, I have to give you a real compliment. I saw a lot of events, a lot of speeches around the world. To the end, the audience disappearing slowly normally. The room is still full. The room is still full, and everybody is really quiet, is listening. Some playing on the phone, but it's very important maybe while they make sales.
They could be taking notes.
They're right.
They're
taking notes. That's for sure. So dinner was great, lunch was great. So the people are great, and they're still here and listening.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I also have a little bit of a celebrity, of course, called Alex Gregory.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is insane. He was one of only 3 men in the world that was able to win all of his championships, all of the top championships between 2011 and 2016, all of them. He's one of 3 men. When the body, when our physicality, when our body gives up, and literally there's nothing left, like the mind kicks up,
we
right?
need the brain,
And in sales, in order to deal with rejection, to find that resistance, to find that willingness to keep going and to pick ourselves up and motivate ourselves and take responsibility for our results, then it's really the mental and the mindset that kicks in. And today we've seen so many really good examples of that. SalesShaker has really gathered a group of mindsets
and leaders.
And leaders, but in so many different ways, they're all saying the same thing. And it's very important to understand that how they're talking really pushes the envelope. It's not what's being practiced today. And the sales professionals who are here, I'm literally seeing them scribbling and taking notes because your mindset when you start your work tomorrow, you're going to remember back today and in a month's time, in 6 months' time. And it's just incredible to be able to inspire that kind of attitude towards excellence. Because that's what we're trying to do.
This is great. This is great. So we go in the second round of the day. It's going on. So I'm here. We're all here, and thank you very much. We will see us on the end.
So we're here with Emma Cook. Emma is a pricing expert, is that right?
That's correct.
And we're here at SalesShaker 2019. You were one of the panelists, and I believe that although you help companies with their pricing, actually that's what you end up not helping them with.
Yeah, quite often that's the case. So indeed I am a pricing specialist. What often happens though is I go into companies and they think they have a pricing problem. And they normally do have a pricing problem, but actually they've got things going on before that that need to be fixed before we can address the pricing.
Like what?
Often the biggest thing is, so I'll go in and I'll say, right, okay, how are we going to price here? And pricing it consists of cost of course competition, but mainly value. So in order to price correctly, you need to understand the value that you offer to your clients. And many of my clients don't clearly understand the value
of what they're offering.
Value to their clients. So what are their needs? What are their clients' real needs? Not what do they think their needs are, but what are their real needs?
Is this a communication problem?
Exactly that. So partly it's the communication, but partly it's not even knowing what to communicate.
Okay, what questions to ask?
Questions to ask. So what are my customers? What are they really going to value? What's important to them? How do we help them to succeed?
Yeah.
When we understand that we can communicate that really clearly.
Yeah.
And then we can factor that value into the pricing.
And how is it generally affecting their pricing structure? Are companies generally underpricing themselves, or is it just a mess?
It's all over the place, generally.
It's all over the place.
Underpricing is really common in smaller businesses.
Yeah.
Because they don't
believe in themselves?
They don't believe in themselves. They're afraid to really shout out loud about what they do
okay.
and how they help.
And the big businesses?
The big businesses, it really varies. It really varies. And there's many trends at the moment in pricing. Dynamic pricing, for example.
Okay, so the competition prices themselves at one price point and they do the same thing?
Yeah,
is that what we mean?
That does happen a lot. But I'm thinking more for big businesses, what's happening is they're trying to follow all these trends like dynamic pricing, subscription pricing.
Okay.
And they haven't understood their customers' needs.
They haven't thought it through.
They haven't thought it through properly. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not using pricing as a strategic tool.
So the key factors I'm taking away is know your customer better, find the right questions, and then ask the right questions.
Exactly.
And is that the basis of the strategy of pricing that you kind of help companies with?
That's the basis of understanding the customers, understanding what they value, and then using that for price.
Very good.
And that's how to take price away from being cost-based or just competitor-based.
It's value-based.
Understand the value.
And that's the name of your website, right?
Yeah, The Value Venture is my company.
TheValueVenture.com, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Emma Cook, TheValueVenture.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And actually, I'm personally really amazed about this story. It's really touchy. It's really something. It's worth listening and how we bring this. And I think a lot of people, let's say in sales, a lot disaster, a lot of failure, and all your colleagues. Most of the time, honestly, sports people have failures. They have to deal with this thing, and other people, they cannot really take up with this. So if you go in something like this, even you don't want, you just fell in. And this is amazing what we had just heard here. I have to say really, I'm personally touched. Well, everybody goes to certain circles in life, and I think this is so important to bring this to people, and like do it. It's amazing. It's really amazing, and so I'm glad to be here just for this too, and that Helga sets this up. So what do you think about this relation with SalesShaker and the people here and in sales? What really can they take out of all these miserable things? Sometimes your hands and everything, blood on the feet, throwing up in a trash can. It's daily life, or?
It's daily life, and we all have these circumstances that we have to deal with, and things are thrust at us in whatever we do, thrust at us left, right, and centre. But I do believe that if you know why you're pursuing something, how to improve yourself patiently, gradually, little by little every day, and know what really motivates you to be doing what you're doing, then nothing stands in your way. I used to encounter problems, and they were small problems, but they wouldn't turn into big mountains that would stop me. Once I knew how, why, and what I was doing, those problems just weren't insignificant. I could step right over them and continue. They were problems, they were failures perhaps at times, but they don't matter.
An experience. You learned out. You took this failure as an experience, and you thought about it, or you just went again and just do it.
I think a bit of both. I think at the time just went again. There's no stopping you. If you know why you're doing it, there's no stopping you. If it's something you want to pursue, don't stop. Don't think in the past. Just let it go and get on with it. And then you can start reflecting. Then you can reflect on the lessons you learned, or what went wrong then. What did I do then that didn't allow that to happen? And how can I change that? How can I improve that?
So you have to be honest to yourself.
I think you have to be honest to yourself, and then adding into that honest to people around you. Talk to people. Don't worry about. I used to worry so much about people thinking that I was weak,
That's
that I
the point.
wasn't capable of things. And I kept it all in. Throw yourself open to people. admit defeat, admit that you don't know how to deal with a situation, and then you start getting stronger. You start learning from people, getting more experience. I mean, that just opens doors you didn't even know existed. Open up to people.
People start talking about their failure. They hiding the same way that you hiding, or a company owner, for example, he has failures. He bankrupt. Maybe not his fault. It's always his fault, yes, but there is some circumstances sometimes, and then you hide this. You go in yourself and say, no, I'm not going to an event. I'm not talking to people. I'm not going to a barbecue. They ask me what happened with the company, and I don't want to talk about it. But if you, over a certain time, turn around and think, okay, I want to do something again, I go out there. Just slap in my face, I keep going. So is this a feeling? Can we translate this to people? They failed in their business. Maybe they were the wrong way. Maybe they never felt in a water and experienced that this is something what they want.
Yep. I think that's absolutely right. And I think also we use the word failure very readily.
Yeah, right.
But actually, what is failure? Is it just a lesson or something you didn't get right?
Right.
That failure doesn't exist.
You always think and see it with the eyes from the others. You think, but it's not right. The others think totally different. They think maybe the same way you, but in your head you create something and that makes you stop.
Totally agree. That stopped me from achieving, that stopped me in my past from performing. And it was only when I started opening up, talking to people, learning from people, understanding that everyone encounters these failures, these heroes that I had, these successful people. They had failures constantly. You just don't know about it. But when you start talking about it, you realize.
But it's also a cultural thing in different countries. Let's say I'm from Germany, like you're Jürgen. In Germany, it's a different scene. In the States, it's even different. You have failure or you fall, you have to stand up. And I said this a while ago. I saw a little guy, 7 years old, on the beach. He had a T-shirt, and he said, I fell 7 times, I stood up 8. And he was 7, he was this big. So keep going, keep going, and wipe it away. And I really, this is so inspirational. What you're doing there on a totally natural way, not like a motivation trainer and something like this. So seeing this, I think this is something for me, and I think for our audience, I think we have to show a little bit more in the future. So we will see it. And you brought the book out. Can you say we went a little bit of advertising on Amazon? What's the name of the book?
The book's called Dad Ventures, and it's a guide for parents to do things outdoors with their children, to spend time together and make memories together. I think that we're all addicted to iPads and phones, and our children need to learn how to navigate that
quality time,
but also step outside.
That's amazing. So we should buy the book for sure, and you too. And I like to hear more. Where you live? You live in Portugal?
I live in the southwest of England.
Okay.
In the middle of a field. With my 3 children, they can run riot and run free. We try to live the life that we want to live.
Yeah, and you achieved a lot with all this thing. This was really a big honor and a big pleasure for me to talk with you and keep going. I'm inspired, so definitely, and you can do this for a lot of other people.
Too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.